This video will show you how to play the Rep Studio Series game Rep Recon. Rep Recon is a game in which two or more players take turns trying to correctly identify the title, composer, and one other instrument that plays the musical excerpt on the card in unison or octaves with the instrument of the Studio Series Rep edition you're using. You collect a card every time you get an answer right. You win the game by collecting the most cards. Before you begin, you'll want to make a few gameplay choices. Since the game calls for players to identify the title of a piece and its composer, you want to decide on how much information constitutes a complete and acceptable answer. For instance, will players have to state the composer's first and last name? Will the full title of the musical work have to be given, or just its colloquial abbreviation? Will players have to identify the movement the music on the card is from? Also, you'll want to decide on how much time a player has to give their final answer and how time will be kept. Once you've agreed on these matters, play may begin. Shuffle the cards and place them face down in the center of the table. The player with the nearest upcoming birthday begins by drawing a card from the top of the deck. They alone look at the music on the card and attempt to identify the piece, its composer, and one other instrument that plays the musical excerpt in unison or octaves with the instrument of whatever Studio Series Rep edition you're playing with. If they attempt to identify the excerpt and its instrumentation, they must reveal the card to all other players to get confirmation that their answer is correct. If their answer is correct, they keep the card and the game continues clockwise to the next player. If a player attempts to give an answer, but gives an answer that is deemed to be incorrect or incomplete, he puts the card face down in the discard pile. If a player decides not to answer or runs out of time, he does not show the card to anyone before placing it face down in the discard pile. Play then continues clockwise as usual. Players compete in this manner until there are no more cards left in the deck. When that happens, the player with the most cards wins. And that's how you play Rep Recon. If you have a player in your group who constantly tries to bend rules and find loopholes in order to win, consider having the Studio Series game manual webpage loaded on your phone. The written instructions are a little more comprehensive and may be able to curtail some of that behavior. All Rep games manuals and answer keys are available for free at amosmusicalcircle.com.